everybody. Welcome to this percussion discussion special. I was lucky enough to head down to the Vintage Drum Fair in Coventry. That's Simon John's Vintage Drum Fair, which is put on superbly by the wonderful Simon Wagstaff. Does a great job. It's over a whole weekend, and I think it's 10 o'clock till 5 o'clock. It features little mini masterclasses, little clinics, and there's usually a performance on the Sunday by the Vince Dunn Orchestra, amazing big band with guest drummers. There's lots of stuff for sale, lots of stuff to see, vintage, new, and it's just a really relaxed pace. It's not too noisy, and it's lovely. I can't recommend it highly enough. So here's a little overview of this weekend. I could only make it on the Sunday, I'm afraid. So I hope you enjoy. It's great to be at the Vintage Drum Show with the legendary Vince Dunn. How you doing, mate?
Very, very well, thank you.
We're almost at the end of the Sunday session, and it's been a real success today. With this magnificent band which you put in, obviously with yourself, Ian, and Pete playing.
Yeah.
Happy with everything?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. The guys played really well.
Very.
You know, really challenging charts.
Yeah.
And just to play it and just like absolutely murder it.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it was like, wow.
Murder in the good way, by
Yeah.
the way, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, but just, you know, play it so proficiently.
Musically.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, because none of this stuff is easy.
No, gosh, no.
And just to be thrown into this is like, oh my days.
Yeah. So obviously, is this your second year here now with the band?
No.
Has it been more?
Third year with
Okay.
the band.
Is it going to be a permanent thing, or I don't suppose you know?
I hope so, because I think it goes down really well.
It does.
I think what would be quite good to have it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of everyone's selling and doing their demonstration, to have the band play
Yeah.
as a finale.
Yeah, sure. But even so, you know, hugely successful. Everyone's enjoyed it, and it's all down to you, mate, for bringing these wonderful musicians here. So
Thank you, my pleasure. It's absolutely lovely. You know, I said the first year when I came, I was playing on practice pads.
Yeah, I remember. I was there. Yeah.
2 days doing that, and that went so well. And I said, well, let me bring the band in. And
it's
it's
great.
gone so well from there.
No, it's fantastic, mate. Well, keep doing what you do, and amazing.
And on the vocals, killing. Love it.
We don't talk about singing.
Listen.
All about the drums.
Listen, you sing really, really well.
Thanks, Vince. Thanks,
really,
mate.
really well.
Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
See you next year.
Take care, mate. Look after.
So it's great to be joined by Mr. Ian Palmer. How you doing, mate?
Really well, thank you. Yeah, good to see you, mate.
You too. And you've been on both days now at the Vintage Drum Fair.
Yeah, unexpectedly yesterday, but today was obviously planned. So.
Yeah. You were filling in for Steve yesterday. He
Steve-
got COVID.
Steve's not been too well. Yeah, so he's got the virus, but it was all a little bit last minute. But actually, it was good because it kind of was a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
But it was creative and fun. So I had some nice musicians. I wanted to do something that was in context.
Yeah.
So drums in context rather than just soloing.
Yeah. It's kind of everywhere that these days, isn't it? So, and I think it means more when you've got some great musicians with you as well, which you did yesterday. I wasn't here. I've only seen footage on Facebook, so and it sounded great. So
thank you, mate.
But today you've been, you've been with a big band, and I know that's something that. It's pretty close to your heart, isn't it? Big band stuff.
Done it a few times before.
Once or twice.
Yeah. And the great thing was today is I know a lot of the musicians. I know a lot of the musicians in the band.
Yeah.
And they're good players.
Yeah.
But I think the key was to choose things because there was no run through, there was no
Yeah.
rehearsal. Choose things which they can get around, they can play, and make it fun.
Yeah,
for
that's the-
not only the band, but if the band enjoy it, then the audience hopefully enjoy it as well.
Well, and basically blues was an inspired choice, I have to say.
Do you think?
Oh, the builds, dynamics,
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Well, that was stolen from somebody. Should we get the jar out?
No, you've got two. I think was it £1 ago for the SG?
Yeah.
So you've already mentioned him twice. So I don't know.
Is that it? We ran it. Steve Gadd played it on the Burning for Buddy album.
Yeah.
I just love that version
Yeah.
of it. It was just so locked in.
All the time and space in the
Yeah.
world, and you did it a lot of justice today as well, I have to
Thank
say.
you.
So and the great thing is now, of course, you're pretty local to this event.
That's right. Yeah, we've moved to just south of Stratford-upon-Avon.
Yeah.
In a lovely, beautiful village. And so finally, I've got a little space which I'm turning into a little drum room,
Yes.
a drum studio,
Yes,
so that I
yes.
can do some live streaming. Get back to the live streams
Yeah.
that I did over COVID.
Yeah,
again.
that's good.
I hope you did to a
We
better
missed
level.
that.
Oh, it's good fun.
So you can get the bus home with your drums then.
Yeah.
Well, look, mate, it was a great job, and it was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to sing with you. That was the
Yeah,
first,
it was
wasn't
good
it?
fun, wasn't
So so thanks, mate.
Oh, good to see you.
I'll see you soon.
Cheers, Matty.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance, with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance, beneath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all that night's magic seems to whisper and resurrect on that sidewalk. Oh, sunny morning, like a body that still tunes in life. Someone sneaking around the corner. Could that someone be? Oh, back that night.
Show, and it's great to be joined by the legendary Henry Spinetti. How are you, mate?
I'm fine, thank you. Well, actually, I've been suffering from a bit of a bad cold at the moment.
Right.
I got this, but I can't put that on. I'm doing this.
Does that mean I'm going to have it now?
I hope not.
But do you know, I have to say, you are a long-time supporter of this show, and you're here every year, and it's great to see somebody of your legendary status, you know, just supporting and you know, wandering around, and it's nice to see. It's lovely to see, in fact.
I love it. I mean, I don't live far away.
Yeah.
So it's great to come over and to be in a room with people like-minded. You think, oh, well, or maybe I'll go. And then, of course, when you go home, you're buzzing.
Absolutely, yeah. It has that effect.
Yeah,
it does.
And you forget
Yeah.
how great it is. And another thing I want to say, sound men.
It's a bugbear of yours, this, isn't it?
Sound men and microphones. When you come here, you hear drums
Yeah.
acoustically, and you realise how good they sound.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Matty.
Pleasure.
And another thing, before we say, you've got to realise what a good singer this man is.
That's very kind of you.
No, you probably don't realise.
We don't talk about the singing very often.
He's Sinatra. Honestly.
Well, that's very kind.
It's just like, the first time I heard him sing, I thought, I'd play with him any day. No, I mean, there's timing and
You're a diamond. Thanks, Henry.
No, really.
See you next
Bye-bye.
year. Thanks,
All
Henry.
right, thank you.
See you next year, mate. So it's great to be joined by Pete Riley.
Thanks.
We're at the Vintage Drum Show in Coventry, and it's safe to say you've absolutely smashed it today, mate. I wasn't here yesterday.
I was much better yesterday.
Oh, well, you know, I saw the masterclass, first of all, was great.
Oh, thanks very much.
Of course, you're from the back, but obviously you've done 3 numbers with the big band today. Now, you told us that you haven't played with the big band for 30 years. Now, it didn't sound like that, I have to say. And you didn't pick the easiest numbers either.
No, I regretted my choice as I got up onto the stage, yeah.
Well, we certainly didn't regret it, put it that way. It was fantastic,
Thanks,
it really was.
Thanks. Yeah, I just thought it was a nice contrast in the pieces. So it was Mercy Mercy, and then Norwegian Wood, and Nutville.
Yeah.
And I just thought they all had something different. Yeah. And I thought, both from an audience perspective and also for the challenge for me, you know, I spent the week, you might not sensed it, but I spent a week sort of practicing those, and they all had something different, and so it was nice to get in the practice room and run them and deal with their challenges. Yeah.
Well, it paid off, and was it an enjoyable thing for you? Obviously,
it was.
You know,
it's that odd thing of what's it? Carl Pilkington said, where he said, like, when you go on holiday, you don't enjoy it at the time, but you enjoy thinking about it afterwards.
Yes,
And it was a little bit like that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you absolutely
But no,
smashed it.
actually, that's not quite right. I loved it. The playing with a big band it's like nothing else. It's so unique, and it's a privilege to do it because, like I said, it's been 30 years. How often do you get 20 musicians up there on stage?
It's rare, isn't it? It's rare. Yeah. But this, I mean, have you enjoyed the weekend as a whole? I mean,
what a brilliant event.
Yeah.
You know, it's so unique. You know, both in terms of what it's about and the people that come along. Yeah. Fantastic.
And you know, there's other drum shows, and I certainly don't want to knock them because they're fantastic. UK drum shows just been. This is a very different thing altogether.
It's unique.
It's quiet. It's my wife. I think she asked this morning, "What are you doing?" And what do they do? And I went, "It's like old men looking at old nuts and bolts, basically." She went, "Oh, I'll let you go to that then." So, but it's lovely, and I'm doing it a real injustice. It's amazing, friendly people.
There's just so many years of drumming in this room, and incredible experiences that people talk about, whether it's the kit or the playing, and that's what makes it unique.
Exactly. Well, mate, it's a pleasure to have you here, and hopefully we can see you again sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Nice
great.
one. Thanks, Pete.
Pleasure.
So it's a pleasure to be joined by the legendary, no less, Neil Wilkinson. How you doing, mate?
You've got away with words.
Well, you've got away with albums at the moment. There's a bit of
I've got away with a lot.
Come to a drum show and collect some vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, look at these. Herbie, one of my favourite albums ever.
Oh, right.
Roy Haynes.
Yep.
And then 3 Art Blakey records.
That's not a bad haul for a drum show, is it? Let's be honest.
Come on.
But doesn't that tell you a lot about this drum show? It's not like anything else, is it? Let's be honest.
No, there's definitely a sort of a spirit and a connection to. I mean, I don't really want to say the old days.
Time's gone by, maybe.
But not when to an era of the greats.
Yeah.
And you can definitely feel it.
It's lovely, and I have to say you're a real loyal supporter of this show. I mean, you've performed here. I know it was last year, and I'm sure you've done it in the past. Mm-hmm. And it's so nice. Everyone just gets on with it, mills around. There's no ego. There's no noise really, apart from when. And I don't want to describe somebody's playing as noise, but I'm referring to people knocking 7 bells out of drums and stuff. It's a relaxed atmosphere, and it's lovely, isn't it? Family sort of day.
Yeah, and also there's very strong family connection because I'm from here, from
right,
Coventry.
Of course, yeah.
And when I played, I think it was about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I played Gary Alcock's Kenny Clare drums set over there.
I remember it.
And my dad was here, and he passed away the following year. So, there's it's sort of emotional. Yeah. Actually, this place on many levels.
Yeah. So this is obviously something you look forward to doing.
Yeah, and in fact, I didn't think I was going to make it because I was working till 10 o'clock last night.
Okay.
I've got a really early start back in London tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock start on the session. And then my friend Mark Fletcher said, well, I'll drive. And I said, well, I'll pay the petrol. So
that's fair enough.
Okay, see you at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and the fact that you made the effort, speaks volumes about the show. Totally unique, and I personally can't recommend it enough. You're seeing top drummers for not a lot of money in a really relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, and I've seen Gary Alcock, Bill Sanders, Malcolm Garrett, so many.
Thanks for including me in that. That's very kind of you.
You know what I mean? Like all the guys that you want to. Jeff Nichols, I was just
yes,
talking to.
Absolutely.
The guys that you get to catch up with once a year.
Yeah, indeed. Well,
and it's typical of the drum community how. We all love the hang.
It's a big part of it, but it's always a pleasure to see it, and thanks for being such a great supporter of the show.
Oh, I'm only too glad to be here as much as I can.
Hopefully we'll get to see you playing again sometime soon. Anyway.
Yes.
Nice one. Thanks, Neil.
Nice one, Matt.
So we're approaching the end of the Vintage Drum Show now, and it would be not right to speak to the main man. So Simon, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. It's been a great weekend.
Yeah.
some fabulous performances. Ian Palmer stepping in at the last minute on Saturday. Sadly, because obviously Steve couldn't play because of his COVID.
But he's agreed to do it next year, though. Is that right?
He said he was going to do it next year, which is great. But Ian was brilliant to pull that together so quickly with those guys, and they played so well yesterday.
Yeah.
And Pete Riley again.
Wow.
I'm so glad that he could do this show because he's a fabulous drummer.
Two of the most underrated drummers in the UK for my money, personally.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an unknown quantity to a lot of people, but his contributions to Rhythm Magazine over the years.
Oh wow, yeah.
But yeah, got a great feel.
Yeah. No arguments.
Top player, and played really well today with the big band. Yeah. When he said he hadn't played with the big band for 30 years, I thought, oh my God, really? It's just amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
I wish I sounded like that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, your vocal performance was fabulous.
Oh, thank you, mate.
No, it was fabulous.
It's.
I always love it when somebody sees you like for the first time singing. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's like, wow. So yeah.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate. Well, thanks for putting this amazing weekend, because it's always a risk doing these things, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you've got a very loyal following here, and you see lots of the same faces. Yeah. It'd be nice to see some new ones. There's always room, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the word of that to get out there that it's a great drum hang for the weekend.
Oh, it is.
And it sort of should be accessible to any drummer of any age.
Yeah.
And if they experienced it for the weekend, they would understand that and think, wow, this is cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean? So definitely. Yeah. Trying to encourage more people to come and support it. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, highly recommended, and I'm always here. So
yeah,
you can't get rid of me now. So
no, don't want to get.
So thanks, mate, and we'll see you next year.
All right.
Cheers, Simon.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.